All right, hey guys, what's poppin', what's good? It is iGloriaaa back with another video. Full transparency, this will be the second time, third, fourth, fifth time I'm recording this video, but we move, I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna post it. Why? Because this is all part of the journey and I'm not surprised. Okay, cool. So y'all, it's been a minute and I decided I was gonna come back on here, even though after many months of reconsidering doing content and trying to find another hobby, it just wouldn't leave me alone. I am so grateful for the people who remind me and who kind of like, yo, you know, I followed your content because you reminded me of myself and blah blah blah. At least I know I'm not strange. Even if I'm strange to everybody that's around me, I'm not strange to you guys. That's all that matters. I miss being on YouTube, and I have allowed myself to kind of like shrivel up a bit because I thought as you get older you have to let go of some former things, and I thought YouTube was going to be one of them. Not necessarily because it was something I believed, but more so what was kind of prescribed to me for the season that I'm in. Recently I turned 25. I have notes, so you see me looking down, up and down. I actually have notes this time. I won't lead you guys out straight. But so I recently turned 25. I'm filming on a new camera, but this isn't gonna be like my only camera. I still have my other camera, but I just wanted to see how this camera like feels filming on it and not just vlogging on it. But yes, I also got this right for my birthday, so yay. Okay, I guess letting the cat out of the bag, I moved back home. He moved back home last year, and it wasn't even because of anything like, oh, there was drama. No, I had an amazing roommate. Actually, what happened was that I moved back home to center myself. I felt like, you know, post-grad, there was just a lot of changes, a lot of things happening, and I just couldn't like have any control of it. I felt like being back home, there's not much money I have to spend, and I'm not really like splitting myself everywhere. Where I was living was just entirely way too far from my job. So yes, I moved back home. And if you are like me and you've moved back home and you like more videos about just what it's like moving back home, especially in your like pushing late 20s, oh my god. Anyways, just let me know and I will do those videos for you. Speaking about jobs, I got a new job. Yes, I am actually currently a scrum master. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because there's a lot to that. Anyways, I'm currently a scrum master. I know that's like one of those like hot jobs right now where everybody's like, I want to be a scrum master. By God's grace, I am one. Most of the things that happen to me in my life is by God's grace. I think that's what I want you guys to take from this entire video or anything that you watch. It's never really anything that I do, so I just wanted you guys to know that. But I will say, so someone might say, what happened to public health? What happened to Africana studies? Essentially, all of that stuff in some weird way is still related to what I do every day at work. So school is not a waste of time. I'm just gonna say that. A lot of the things in essence, like the managerial side of public health, I use that on my day-to-day. So everything works together for the good of those who love the Lord. Isn't that amazing? Yes. Oh, and also I got a new therapist. Yes, I love her. She's amazing. I love her practice. I love what she stands for. She's a Christian. I love her so much. I feel like I'm talking to my big sister like every week. But I've definitely been seeing a lot of improvements in my mental health since I started talking to her, and especially in my walk too, since I started talking to her. So there's that. There's a lot of changes going on. Some that I'm not going to necessarily talk about just yet, but you can probably put two and two together. And some that I may try to touch on. And yes, I kind of decided to build this video off of this trend that's going on, what I've learned or lessons I've learned, So I decided to make a whole video on it on YouTube. Why not, right? Let's check. So let's get into it. First one, consistency is key. I had to learn that in different areas. If you guys know from my last life update from last year, I talked about my weight loss journey. I feel like comparing last year to this year, the consistency wasn't really consistency. And that was a lesson I learned in that, remembering how I felt and how much work I put in. But I also understood that following a schedule allows you to do a lot more things. So it's like, yes, consistency is key, but consistency in a schedule. If you're not consistent in anything, you won't see any like progress. And that is something that I feel like I had to learn in all areas of my life. There's a reward in consistency. It doesn't matter what kind of reward, at least you will gain a reward in doing something over and over again, especially if you do something you love over and over again. But the next one is you deserve the best. Don't sleep on yourself. That's the one. I would say one thing I learned from my old job to my new job is that, you know, don't sleep on yourself. You deserve more. You deserve a higher pay. You deserve all these things. And I think that's one thing for me. I feel like I had almost settled for my last position, and it actually took a lot of people to like tell me, hey, you don't have to settle, there's more out there. And if I didn't take that advice, I would have still been working there for less than what everybody else in my job was making. So you can imagine. So don't settle for less, and don't settle for less in relationships too. Like if somebody makes you feel uncomfortable, don't allow them in your life. If somebody makes you feel uncomfortable, friend or guy or mentor or I don't care what it is, if somebody makes you feel uncomfortable, don't allow them in your life. I'm not saying be extreme and like cut people off, but distance yourself. And I think that's something that I'm growing to learn, and things like you shouldn't have to be super close to people that make you feel uncomfortable. Then I'm still learning that lesson. But if you feel uncomfortable, stop bending and molding yourself in order for people to get you, because then when you start feeling uncomfortable, ain't nobody gonna help you out. When you start feeling sad, ain't nobody gonna help you. They're gonna say you crazy. Meanwhile, you're uncomfortable. That's just that about that as far as that's concerned. Or my next lesson is you have the right to have standards in your relationship. That is a good blend to the next point. So if there's something you expect from people, and I think that's one thing I'm learning in therapy as well, unspoken expectations is what gets us all hurt. If you have an expectation for somebody, let them know. As my friend, I see you as this. As my boyfriend, I see you as this. As my girlfriend, I see you as this. My mentor, I see you as this. Because the reason why I say this is that, one, if you don't communicate your expectations, you get hurt for no reason. And it's not them that's hurting you, but you're hurting yourself. And I think that's a lesson I had to learn. But the other one too, as far as like friends are concerned, you communicating these things and then people still moving mad, bro, let them go. I had to learn that as the older you get, you want to be careful with that word cut off. If somebody did not offend you, even if they offended you, you don't want to be the one to be doing the cut off. That's just me. But yes, for the season, distance yourself. You don't have to talk to them every day. Even if they're calling your phone, you don't have to answer. And that's something, I'm putting it there publicly. If you call me, you don't text me, and you call me, I'm not going to answer the phone. You know why? Because that's rude. That is rude. I could be crying and panicking in my room and then you call me. Not only do you just call me randomly, I haven't talked to you in God knows how long, you're calling me. And then you're like, then you start a conversation with, oh, I haven't heard from you, Gloria, you're fake. I think, how do they say in Igbo? Can you imagine? Seriously? Seriously? Be going. Anyways, next point is, oh, people must not always like you. It doesn't matter what you do. God have mercy on my soul. Hashtag free it. F-R-E-E-I-T, free it. Free it, okay? Because let me tell you can't come and die for the sake of man. Oh my gosh, if I can tell you guys a story. Story. Once upon a time. People pleasers, gather round. And let me tell you, you've all been fired. Stop that nonsense in 2023. I think one thing I would say about myself last year, that nonsense was controlled. Because nah, that's painful. That's mean. You'll be doing things for people, it's bad. And like I said, shout out to therapy. Save your complex, research about it. We are not Jehovah in nobody's life. Ain't nobody gonna like you. They ain't even like Jesus. You think they gonna like you? Who you die for? Who you die for? Tell me.
Okay, like, since you're still here, you might as well just like, comment, and subscribe. All right, let's get back to the video. Cool.
Y'all get the point. People pleasing. Whew, I'm out of breath. I had to run upstairs. Okay, y'all get the point. People pleasing can kill, so just focus on yourself. I think essentially I think the biggest point of what I'm trying to say from this is, if you put God first, everybody else will be all right. Everybody else will be okay, because God is not going to lead you astray. If you honor God, he'll honor you. That leads me to my next point. A walk with God is all you need. That's it. A walk with God is all you need. I don't think I need to go in depth with that. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. Another point to that too is trust yourself. You've prayed, you've sought counsel, now make a decision. I was watching a TikTok, and I'll probably like link the TikTok in this video.
Make the best decision you can make there and then, and keep it pushing, because you cannot fall into God's plan B. For you to say that you can fall into God's plan B is saying that God is not big enough, powerful enough, or wise enough to account for your stupidity and bad decision making when making a plan for your life. Is that the God you serve? Because if that's the God you serve, then it sucks for you. So rest, knowing that all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord. All things, the good, the bad, the ugly, they work together for the good of those that love the Lord. He's still in control, okay? Rest.
But the guy pretty much essentially said that, you know, who are we to think that our plan A is too big for God, or our mess up is too big for God, that God's gonna need a plan B, because he already knew you were gonna go that way. Like, God is faithful even in our mess ups. God has a plan even in our mess ups. So just make the decision and keep it pushing. Anyways, remember what made you you in the first place. Oh my gosh, that thing that made you stand out wherever you went. Like, people saw you, they're like, oh, you're tough. Or that thing that brought joy to you, remember that thing and go back to doing that thing. For me, it was my YouTube channel. Man, I know the amount of people that invested in me and this YouTube channel stuff. Then you see the community enlarge and large and large, the more like you grow and stuff. I have the audacity to allow people who don't know me from Adam to tell me that I shouldn't be making YouTube videos. I need to be careful. Your adulthood is not running anywhere. Like, I think the most balanced adults are those who make time for childish things, or things that they've been doing since their hobbies. What is your hobby? Not everybody's a tennis player. Why are you playing tennis? Why are you traveling? That's not your hobby. Essentially, is that really your hobby, or is that what social media is telling you? Flower picking, is that your hobby? Is that your hobby? It's not mine. My hobby is sitting in front of a camera and filming myself talking my talk. Stop comparing yourself, bro. People can lie. People can lie. Just because somebody's life is looking like that does not mean your life is gonna look like that. And also, all that glitters is not gold. My mom says that all the time, and that is something that I've been trying to drill in my ear. Hence part of the reasons as to why I moved home. You know, having a nice apartment is all nice and all, but you do not know what people are going through. So it's like, you never, like, everybody has something to boast about, it's the truth, but everybody has something to humble themselves on, which is also the truth. And my last and final lesson I learned in 2022 was go home. I decided to go home. I decided to go home so that I could be close with my family, my sisters. I decided to go home so I have control of things. Wherever you call home, go home. I think sometimes a lot of us are always on the go. A lot of us don't have any type of stability. A lot of us have a lot of confusion around us, and we are just everywhere. And we expect the outside world to treat us like we live there, but we don't. So go home. You want your life to be more controlled? Go home. Okay, so that is everything. I know this was a really long video. I'm gonna try to cut it short in some way or form. We'll see what happens, but I really do appreciate you guys so much for sticking with me, being subscribed to my channel, and just being here for the journey all throughout. Essentially, I started recording for myself, Sha, but I'm also recording for you guys too. And I really hope that you like this video. Let me know what else you would like to see from me on this channel, and I'll record it. All right, guys, I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.